Good morning. Yeah, I think I'm on. There it is, delay. It is Tuesday, August 3rd, 2021. My name is Terry Morgan. We're here to practice Wudang Taiji. Apologies for the delay this morning. I had a little technical thing that, fingers crossed, is now going to work, and I'm not going to have the problem that we had yesterday with the delays in the stream. Again, fingers crossed. Little sip of coffee. Let me adjust these lights real quick because they're not quite what they should be, and I probably have a couple things to say this morning. Yeah, well, that's better, sort of. Okay, I'm not quite so glowy now. There are advantages in doing live things. You see the reality of whatever it is. Sometimes it's, you don't really need to see the lighting adjustments, but yeah, here we are. I'm gonna get the bike out of the way. It's been, I was up at 4:30. I was up at 4:30. So, give me a second. It was on my list to get that fixed, and then the car got fixed, and yeah, we're waiting on that. All right, I have, real quick, and it's gonna be real short, announcement. I have looked at my planning for what I'm doing with these sessions, as well as what I'm going to be doing with some recordings that are going to start almost immediately, like maybe today. Okay, and it looks like, fingers crossed, it looks like right now that this time next year, it's going to take me another year, this time next year, I should be finishing what I intended to do. Yeah, it won't be completely done, everything won't be perfect, it won't all be packaged up nice and stuff, but I will have done the part that I need to do to make it work. All right, and part of that is what we're doing here. I'm got it. Now I'm going to talk about that just while we're setting up here. Excuse me. Feet about a little bit wider than shoulder width. Set. Circle to the outside. Same as we would do with cloud hands. This is just, I'm just getting my legs warmed up here. All right, so my point as I'm looking at the things that I had planned to do, which includes documenting most everything that I do that I've learned. I looked at a schedule as what can I do, how can I do this, what's the, what's a good arrangement of things. I had planned to do that before COVID. We're here this morning because of COVID, and COVID is still here. So I'm still here. I am still here. All right, now, with all of that in mind, I looked at what I can do, what I had planned, the way that I have the schedule arranged right now. All right, relax, legs. The way that I have the schedule arranged right now puts me, again, somewhere August, September next year to have completed this full set of videos. Now, what am I talking about? Part of it's going to be teaching videos, which what we're doing here. Part of it is more demonstration type video. I've added some of that. There's some of that that's available on the channel now. There's going to be more. All right. Part of it is, again, there's a lot more that I haven't even touched on that I intend to do. All right. So, excuse me. So between now and next year, I'm going to bring back Xingyi with the 12 animals. We're going to start Taiji, Wudang Taiji sword fairly soon. That's going to be followed by dragon sword. Longma Jian, Wudang Longma Jian. Dragon changes into a sword. Or sword changes into dragon, pick one. Dragon becomes a sword, really. Second part of Wudang Taiji. Wudang Tai, not Tai Chi, Tai. It's different, lots of circles. Bagua is coming back. And not just a demo, I'm actually going to walk through and teach it. Yang Style Tai Chi, parts 2 and 3. And I'll also be adding, as those things finish, I'll be transitioning to philosophy. And fingers crossed, we're going to get rid of COVID, or we're going to get it under control, and I'll be transitioning to some in-person things as well. So that's the schedule, that's the plan. Thank you for listening. Let's practice. Feet about shoulder width apart, stand straight. Stretches. Yeah, we're going to do stretches. Open. Back around to both sides. Up along center line. Reach out. One more. All the way up. Elbows drop down, wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Okay. Leg. Right leg front, left leg back. Don't push into the knee, push down through the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Other leg. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Sink and come on up. The goal for these leg sets is to get the legs warmed up. It's not to, and I could use it differently. But it's not to build the leg strength. That's not what I'm doing right now. I could, but not. Okay? So paying attention to that matters, because if you're going to use this set to build leg strength, you want to do a different warm-up. Okay? The point of warm-up is to get your body ready to do something. Now, I did not appreciate how much I needed to warm up until I injured myself because I didn't warm up. So pay attention to it. It matters. Alright, Wudang Taiji. We spent a bit of time yesterday. I talked about the idea that we're traveling, that we're covering distance. And I talked also a bit about this idea as we transfer the weight, pay attention to where we are in space as we travel. In today's class, we're going to pay attention to a concept in Tai Chi that is best stated, I guess, as meet your opponent as if walking. Okay? Everything we're gonna work on this. Okay? We're gonna go through the whole thing, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna work on this. And the idea that we're gonna pay attention to is that the movement that we're doing, whatever it is, should seem, very important, seem effortless. It might not be, but it should appear outwardly as though it takes you no effort at all to do whatever that movement is. Now, inwardly, one of the goals is to develop the strength and the skill. How do I do this movement? Where does it go? What do my body parts need to do? Right? The skill to actually do the movement without effort. It's just there. You don't need to, oh my gosh, I bring my leg up. Oh, I'm going to bring my leg up. Oh, okay, I'm going to bring my, no, you don't have to do that. You should not do that. No, don't do that. If you have to make that much effort to bring your leg up, shift the weight and take the weight off of the foot. Don't try and bring the leg up. Little by little, bring the knee up. Raise the knee, keep energy in the foot, and after a time, you bring the knee all the way up so that it's parallel. You can stand on the other leg without too much trouble. All right? Time, little by little, man lai in Chinese, man lai, little by little. All right? Start from the beginning. Pay attention to each movement and pay attention to using the least amount of effort possible to complete the movement. Feet together, stand straight. Pull up through the crown of the head. Relax through the body, relax the breath, open the breath, open the back, breathe in, breathe out, breathe in, salute, breathe out, breathe in, pull up, breathe out, sink, relax through the body, least amount of effort possible. As if you're walking. Each movement, full and complete. Just because you're taking it easy doesn't mean you get to cut corners. Least effort possible. turn, cloud hands, single cloud hands, shift onto the right, turn, get ready for single whip. White crane spreads its wings, palm the face, come on up, fresh knee, dragon and tiger join together, step up, hamstring the loop, relax. Alright, so just because I stand it over here, we got the technical thing that says we're not receiving enough, blah, 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 blah. I thought I had fixed it, but I'm going to go back and do it again. I'm going to go back and look at it again. Part of it, I'm sure, is that I'm using an older machine for the studio. Computers. In our form, in our practice, as we go through each movement, we'll find that some movements take more effort than others. That working at a level, right, takes more or less effort. This morning, my stated goal for practice is minimal physical effort. The idea behind that is that your body needs to be strong, supple, well placed, and that you need to have this idea in your mind of how the body moves through space so that you can remain centered within and through each movement. All right. The dynamic physical movement helps us to understand some of the physical energy that goes with the movement. Moving quietly is kind of like, as I mentioned before, meet your opponent as if walking. Moving quietly is very much like walking through a park or walking through, in the before time, walking through a nice shopping street where there's little shops and places to look at and things to smell and places to go into, right? So as we are taking that stroll, keeping the effort minimal, we want to pay attention to where the center is and how it moves through space from one movement to the next. So, centering within the form itself and centering as we move through space so that everything is well placed, the timing is correct, and we remain centered. Okay? From single whip. Nice and easy, minimal effort. And I'll talk about the effort difference after a bit, but minimal effort. Set. Step out. Open. Minimal effort. All of the movements should be correct. Timing doesn't change. Nice and easy. Same as if you were just walking down the street. Alright, relax. This easy rhythm within the movements is a skill. It's not it's not a magic, oh, I can do this because she just explained it to me and now I know it. I'm gonna get some coffee. And I'm gonna check on this over here. Alright. So it still give me a warning, but it's not too bad. So I have part of it I think I've solved. Alright, with our movements, we're gonna do this again. Okay, and we're gonna do it quietly. With this idea of moving quietly, we also want to pay attention to the intent. Excuse me. Yeah, I have to talk with my hands anyway. Alright, so we also want to pay attention to the intent. What do I intend to do? Right? And how am I going to direct that movement as I do it? Okay? So my mind has to be engaged. How am I going to direct that movement? I got to do something with this. What am I going to do with it? All right? And the intent behind. There's two parts to the intent. Probably 3 or 4, but I'm going to talk about 2. One is the physical movement. This is what I intend to do. Right? I am going to do this movement, whatever this movement is. Hand strum the lute. Set, pull down, turn, and I end up here. Alright? That's what I intended to do. Right? And I thought about it and I said, yeah, okay, let me do that. That's what I did. Right. Together with that is my intent behind that movement. What was I trying to do? I was trying to show how to do hand strum the lute gently with intent. That's what I was trying to do. That's not the same intent. It's not. Alright, and I'm going to record some of this with a different camera, so if I do things at speed, it'll still be visible. Alright, but it's, oh, no, it went to no data. No poo. Come back. There, okay, it's back. Last time I finished class and it got to where it was okay, so I'm going to keep going. Alright, so I'm going to do some things with a different camera. That's what I was saying. That should capture some of the stuff when I do it at speed. As we think about, right now, we're going to practice this again, going with the idea, still with this idea of minimal effort. We want that intent to follow through each part of each movement. Minimal effort is the intent. Each part of each movement should have that intent. From single whip, just this piece. Ready? Minimal effort. Doesn't change the timing, it just changes how much effort we're going to put into each move. Open, step up, shift back, up, gotta lean, shift through. Alright. Let me do this again. I called out, don't lean. As I went up, I went this way. Needed to come this way, right? It should be here. Not here. All right, let's do it again. Single whip. Pay attention to your center. Pay attention to the center line. And extend. Open. Up. Xiao-qina. Step through. White crane spreads its wings, palm the face, and up, and down, up, and down, up, and under. All right, relax. There is an element of dance that goes with Tai Chi. It's not the la-di-da, nice, pretty, fancy dance kind of thing. It's the rhythm and the timing for the movements in the form. Just as if you're dancing, you get your rhythm and your timing. If you're a choreographer, you get it from whatever you're creating, but you get it frequently from the music, right? So, where does that rhythm, where does that timing come from in Tai Chi? Your heartbeat, your breath, and the sense of what you should be doing, at which point, in which form, through the larger form. Okay? So the timing for each move, we're going to pay attention to that next. The timing for each move matters. Even if we're working quietly, the timing matters. Now, and there's a difference between Yang style and Wudang style. I'm not going to belabor Yang style right now. Pay attention to the timing for each of the moves as we work through from single whip to this next section. Pay attention to where there's a pause. Pay attention to where I pause, because that's where it is. I need to pay attention. Stand straight and open, get ready. Single whip, set, step out, open, shift down, up, and come around. 1, 2, 3. Yes, it did go faster, and so did that. And yes, I did hang up there for a minute. And yes, just before hand strum the lute, there's just a bit of a pause to come underneath. Alright? It's not, do it one more time. This should not be affected. And what I mean by that is it's not exaggerated. It's not, oh my gosh, fancy, fancy, fancy. Right? We don't do fancy. We do effective. Let's do it again. I can do a little bit fancy. Okay? But it's also effective. Okay? No fluffy. No fluffy. My cats are fluffy. Open. Minimal effort. Yeah, it didn't take that much effort for me to do this. Minimal effort. All right, relax. This idea of minimal effort requires that we pay attention to what we're doing, where we're going, and how we're doing it, right? If we're not paying attention to all of those things, we have to make the effort, okay? Now, I'm going to do this again, and just do a little bit, and I'm going to make an effort, okay? You can follow me along or not, your choice. But I'm going to do this. It's going to be wrong, all right? But I'm going to do it. I'm going to make an effort to do all of these movements, right? I'm going to do them. This is wrong. Don't do this. What we've been practicing do that instead. That's Tai Chi. That other one, the one I said don't do, don't ever do that. Don't ever, never, no, don't do that. Okay. All right, now, part of the reason that I have to say that is because we are paying attention to applications, that we do need to pay attention to applications, and that applications are not necessarily soft. They can be, sometimes they should be, because softness can easily overcome hard. But we need to pay attention to when we extend that energy, right? And there needs to be substance behind it. Should it be hard? No. The idea of a bamboo and a bamboo pole. I got bamboo growing in the yard. I got some long bamboo poles. Bamboo pole is hard. It's resilient, and it's flexible. That's what we want. All right? I'm going to do one more time. Nice and easy. No minimal effort. And then I'm going to do a little bit faster. Nice and easy, minimal effort. Ready? Nice and easy. Step out. Open. Sink, open, turn, come around, nice and easy. Know where the movement is, let it happen. Know where you are, know where you're going. All right. This has the intent that I should be relaxed, that my movement should be complete, my timing should be correct, and that it should appear outwardly as if I'm walking. Same set, different intent. Just watch. And I'm going to start from this direction so you'll be able to compare. Different intent. different intent. Still not, I'm not out of breath. The smooth and continuous part, practice. Okay? Yeah, I know I did something, but it's not, okay, okay, I just did it. No. And that shouldn't ever happen either. I don't care how much you do. Okay? There's a couple of things where you're going to be breathing for a minute after you get done, but that huffing and puffing part, no. All right. A little bit more coffee, and then we're going to wrap up for today. All right, we have a number of things to pay attention to as we're looking at how to move, right? I have talked about this a couple of times. This is not a beginner class, okay? What we're doing here is not beginner level. It's not. My expectation is that anybody who's trying to follow me to do these sets has either been watching some of my other stuff, so they've got the basics, has learned something from somebody else, so they've got the basics, because if you don't, this ain't going to happen, okay? I welcome questions. I welcome people say, you know, hey, what should I look at? How should I approach that? I welcome that. But I am not presenting this with the idea that the fundamentals for Tai Chi, so body placement, footwork, how do I step, what do I do with my hands, what are the basic movements that I need to pay attention to, hands and feet, waist, shoulders with the hips, knees with the elbows, where do I look, how do I move generally through space. I'm not covering any of that. I paid attention to it a little bit in the context of changing rooms, and it does matter. But I'm really not, as you can see here, I'm not covering the particulars for each step. I'm giving big chunks, all right, with the expectation that you want to follow me, all right, and you get to play it back, so, you know, that's a good thing. All right, let's do this one more time, and I'm going to preview just a little bit what we got coming up. Nice and easy, nice and easy. Pay attention to this. I've used this analogy before. A sparkler, 4th of July sparkler. Light it up, and you twirl it around in the air, and it makes a pattern. And however you turn that pattern, you can see that pattern in the air. Use that idea to look at how this form moves through space, forward and back, in and out, along, around, and then learn where it goes so that you can follow that pattern. That's first step. Second step, being able to change the pattern. Set. Step out, open, single whip, down, up, nice and easy. And shift back, up, all right. Remember as you step through, under, ouch, that was your elbow, It was. It was. Alright, so from under. This one comes from over, this one comes from under, both charts. Twist. As we come through this series of moves, we have another few feet to travel. Preview, just watch it. And I'm going to start on this side so you can see where we're going, all right? So, handstone loop. Handstone loop again. Alright, relax. So, I've said at the beginning, Wudang Taiji travels. Okay? Once we start, we keep going. I have a couple of videos, or long shot videos, I'm going to make some more, that are going to be closer, of me doing the full first part of the form, so you can see what that actually looks like without having to break it up. I'll be back tomorrow. With sword. We are going to start basic sword practice. If you don't have one, there are opportunities for broom handle or whatever more or less same length object is available to you. Give or take your hip is where you want it to be. You don't want it to be up here, you want it to be down here. Okay? Because that's your body length. Right? Having sword helps with the practice because we have slice to come across, and slice up, and slice down. Without something that has a blade on it, it's hard to imagine how you are controlling that blade. Right? If I have a round object in my hand, I could come down with the flat of the blade, and that's not what I want. I need that. I really want that slice. I really do. If I'm going to have it, I want it. Right? So slice. All right. Being able to control the blade. Right? A lot of work with the wrist. The pointy end has, this is the business end too. Downward. So we have several basic moves that I'm going to cover tomorrow. Thursday and Friday, Qigong. Hope you'll join me. Thank you.